what's happening, gamers? It's the K-Wings here, live from Pennsylvania. And we're looking at the Batmobile Race, finally, of the 1989 movie Batman skin and Batmobile. Similar to what we did with the Scarecrow Nightmare. Now our PS4 is not working right, so I had to create an all-new save file just to download this.
We are truly living in an Amish paradise right now.
Yeah, totally. Also, just giving you heads up, I'm playing on a very small Holiday Inn Express television, so...
And yeah, K-Wing is kind of a few steps away from being legally blind, so...
According to this state...
Oh my gosh, this is awesome!
Yeah, this is
I
pretty
forgot.
intense.
Yeah, you did let me play this a little bit, I forgot what stage.
I let you play because you were really kind enough to let me use your mobile hotspot.
Yeah.
Since my phone doesn't have one, actually. Amber's iPhone is the one responsible for the Keaton DLC that you're seeing in front of you right now.
It paid off to have an Apple phone for once.
For once, yeah.
Usually I just have issues with my phone, but finally it paid off.
That didn't pay off. I have to say, though, I am loving this DLC. Like, the car sounds like the 1989 Batmobile.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm noticing right now is the booster doesn't disappear like the other Batmobile. Like, you can just feel the intense speed when you're pressing the triangle button. Like, this is just not so nostalgic. This is amazing.
This has the feel of the 1989 Batmobile.
It's over already?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Good job, K-Wing.
3 stars. That was too short.
I really enjoyed that because it had a really artistic feel. It felt like you were in like a gothic environment with the awesome music and stuff. Oh my gosh.
Well, they're probably just going to reuse the Batman theme on all these, even though some are inspired after Batman Returns. Joker Parade. Oh, look, you can play as the other Batmobile. That's fine. I'm tired of the Tankmobile. Give me more Keaton-mobile.
Oh, look at the clowns.
This is based after the Joker Parade, so Party Man.
Oh, it's in the first
Party
movie.
Man.
Yeah.
Tell you what his name is.
And I have to say that Luke is getting me into the Burton films because I didn't watch them when I was younger, and I grew up with the animated series, so I watched that before I'd ever watched these.
Yeah, so when I introduced her to the Burton films, I started with the 89 film first because that's the first one. And then Batman Returns is kind of a vast departure from the 89 film.
And I know that people are going to call me really squeamish, but I feel like these films are more violent than any other Batman films I've ever seen.
I think that's because it's placed in a more realistic setting. Like, it deals with... Think about this.
It feels like it's really happening to me. Like, you know, yeah, go ahead.
When the Joker appears on television and he's talking to people, how he's, you know, poisoned all these people's cosmetics and regular day applying, you know, stuff they buy at the grocery store, and all these people are sweating and a little nervous, and even Bruce Wayne's kind of like looking at the TV like, uh-oh, you know. The gag is that he poisoned all this stuff, so it's like either I'm dying of this stuff or I'm not. And Batman has to find a way to cure all these people.
Just the amount of people that the Joker kills in these
on and off
movies
screen
is actually more than the Heath Ledger Joker ever killed.
Yeah, because all Heath did, he blew up an abandoned hospital, he shot a couple people, you know, come at me, you know,
and it resonates. It has the same kind of feel as the Mark Hamill Joker and what he did to people.
This also
you know,
feels too short.
Where he, you know, would mess with their, you know, make them put the smile on their face. He would just do horrific things that you, like, to me.
Because they couldn't kill people on a Saturday morning TV show. So
I know, but
the grin was kind of Joker's way of killing you.
To me, that would be the most horrible way to die, though. Like,
but the grin, the laughing to death, isn't in the '89 film.
Oh yeah. Well, for me, something about someone laughing while they're being evil is the most scary thing ever to me. That's why the Mark Hamill Joker was like the scariest Joker ever. So, but I just feel
laughing man.
I feel like the actors and the way that they did it, like with when the guy pushes Michelle Pfeiffer out the window, oh my gosh, that was the most violent thing I ever seen. Because the way that their eyes are, like the quality of the actors was really good for these movies.
Well, they fooled the audience too, because when I first saw it, I didn't think that she was going to be killed.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, they're just joking, and all of a sudden he just pushes her out. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you had some really top actors in this, like, yeah, like that scene. And then if you think about the Joker in the first movie, when he's telling her that, you know, his girlfriend had an accident, who he kind of like uses or whatever, and he just like breaks that mask. You can't
break an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
And then, yeah, and then Vicky Vale is screaming. Like, some of those scenes are just so up close and personal, you know? It's easy to see violence from far away, like mass violence, but when you see a person do it like right up close, I just felt like it was so dramatic.
Burton did that on purpose, though,
because I felt like it was so, like, it just tugged on your heartstrings, you know?
They had to do it that way because they had to do a huge distance between what was public knowledge for what Batman was, which was camp. So when they set out to do the '89 film, which I'll talk about in my lore series, they had various scripts that dealt with Robin and Joker being the killer of the Graysons and all kinds of different characters they were going to introduce. They were going to do a Two-Face story, all kinds of things, but it all came out to be too campy, or it had a little bit of camp in it. Burton wanted no camp in the first film, and neither did Warner Brothers. They wanted something compelling and something new and something that was going to frighten people but also thrill them and excite them.
It
so
does feel
that's what we got.
Almost like a thriller a little bit. Like, it really keeps you guessing. Like, it doesn't prepare you for what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen next. And I feel like people don't realize what an artistic genius like Tim Burton is. Well, I'm sure people do realize.
Well, this movie, the '89 film, launched the Batmania. I mean, it was that good.
I mean,
it changed everything.
I would love to watch another movie. I think it would work in his style with modern clothes and whatever. Like, I think he could totally keep doing it. I would totally
We did it. Watch my Batman Returns lore, and you can see what the original sequel to Batman would have been like.
Yeah.
Like, it involved, you know, the orphan Dick Grayson wearing a trench coat, like a raincoat that was yellow, and, you know, there was more detective elements. There was all kinds of stuff that would have been very much the sequel to Batman, but that's not what we got with Returns.
So, K-Wing, what do you... Okay, you always tell me. Can you tell me again, why do you think that Keaton is the best Batman ever?
Because anybody can see themselves as becoming Batman after watching the Michael Keaton version of Batman. You can't, you know, train and fight all these ninjas like Bale or do all the things that Kevin Conroy's Batman would do. But Keaton, you can envision yourself as that character because he's just a regular guy in a nice outfit.
And he just decides to go for it and take on crime. Yeah.
I mean, you have this skinny guy that's unsure of who he is. You know, when he first meets Vicky Vale, she's like, "Do you know where Bruce Wayne is?"
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That was,
you know?
That was my favorite. That was the most interesting thing when I watched the first movie was, like, There's so much Keaton humor. I had watched the whole animated series, I had watched other Batman stuff, so I had never seen the first movie, and it was like, I couldn't believe that Batman was played by this guy that doesn't look like Batman.
Oh, there was a huge uproar when he was cast.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Mom being Batman, and people thought that the whole, you know, Ben Affleck thing was a huge thing.
I think it's
not
great,
Mr. Mom.
because it's like any little kid watching could think they could be Batman. You wouldn't have to look like a bodybuilder or have to take Muay Thai to be Batman. Like, anyone could do it. And it kind of reminds me of that one guy who was, you know, the highway guy who visited kids and stuff like that. And his idol was Michael Keaton and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's a hero that you can actually relate to, and you can kind of see yourself as Batman. Like, the way his expressions were, even in the suit and stuff like that, it was like you're feeling what he felt. You know what I mean? Whereas all the other Batmans
he broke character. Like, Michael Keaton's version was Batman was a job. Oh, snap. This is what happens when I start to think.
Yeah, it's like he had a real life and a job. Like, he was a real person.
Yeah, the Batman thing was a job. It was a night job.
Instead of just a brooding, like,
mission of
messed
vengeance.
up person.
Yeah.
He actually was a real person, and you actually kind of could see the struggle between himself and
the choices he made, because he even says to Vicky at one point, she's like, "Can you promise that we'll love each other?" And he's like, "I'm gonna try, Vic." You know, because there's a duality to his personality, but it's not like Bruce Wayne and
it's
Batman.
It's almost like if he could get over it,
identities.
he might be, he might actually be a normal person. But, I really like how you told me, like, when he's the only Batman that shows fear. You know, when people are coming against him, you actually see the fear, and you can kind of see what's
There's
going
two
on
times
in his
that he
mind.
shows emotion. When he confronts the Joker, and he says, "Excuse me, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?" And, you know, he's like, "What?" Then you can see he drops the Batman voice.
Yeah.
He goes after him, you know, "You made me."
Like,
know.
like, you realize he's actually a real person in the suit. Yeah.
The second time, in Batman Returns, after Penguin has taken over his Batmobile, and he's about ready to crash into a brick wall after he's gotten control of the Batmobile, and he's trying to flip the switch to put it into bullet mode, and he can't do it. He's frantically flipping the switches as fast as he can, and then he looks at, you know, he sits back, he relaxes, and he says, "Okay, now I'm a little worried," and then he pushes it one final time, and it opens up.
Yeah.
And you can see, like, this both relief and triumph in his face. No other Batman had that.
Yeah. But you know what I'm thinking is the Tim Burton Batman series. What do you think? Do you think it saved the Batman as he is today? Otherwise, he would be doomed to be campy and probably fail and fails forever. Oh, just
harsh.
like that. I don't know.
This is tough. This is tough.
It feels like a lot of Keaton's emotion that he showed in the suit and stuff like that, I could see in the animated series, you know? Where he would show emotion when he was in trouble and stuff.
Well, they started working on the animated series well before Batman Returns began production.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
Yeah, I think that's why, I mean, even, I think Batman had to go really dark, like in these movies, before it kind of bounced back a little bit the other way for the cartoon series.
Yeah, this version of Batman is the Bob Kane version of Batman. So he does kill, which fans don't like, but whether we, you know, like it or not, that's how he was.
Originally.
You know, a fitting end to his kind. I mean, he would kill people. He wouldn't do the cool one-liners afterwards like Bob Kane's Batman, which was very kind of grimacy, like kind of like, oh, cringeworthy, why?
Yeah, like I really like how Keaton kind of decided not to say a lot in this suit.
I had to switch into first-person mode because this is, out of all the race courses, like these 3-minute things, which I love, and I'm going to replay these so much, they really are challenging, and it just fits with the Keaton style.
Yeah.
So I love that.
What do you like the design? Do you think that they did a pretty good job with the design of
I think they did an excellent job, yeah!
Yeah, I love the cool... I don't know, I just love everything. The moon in the background.
I love the design,
awesome feel.
but I feel that they've combined Batman and Batman Returns into 2 racetracks, and I don't like that. I think it should have been Batman Returns one track, 89 the other, because you go through the Joker's parade, you go through the bell tower, and then that's it. There's more to... I mean, they could have driven through Ace Chemicals, and, you know, blown that up all around you. That would have been cool, and then you could have done more with the Penguin layer. But for what it is, it's pretty amazing.
I wish they could make a game of this. Like, with the music and the feel of the game.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. When I was you know, playing this, I was smiling so much. It is the most fun. I mean, I have so much more fun playing this than any of the other Arkham games. You know, it's just fun.
He looks like the...
This is Batman to me.
Well,
like,
we are going, when we get back
Batman.
to Massachusetts, we're doing New Game Plus in the Keaton costume. No, I'm serious.
Yay.
In the Keaton costume. We won't be able to use the car, but...
I think if most people think of Batman, they definitely think of Keaton as, like...
Well, he's, you know, a skinny guy who puts on a bat suit. He even gets shot, you know, and gets back up. He had a bulletproof vest. He would get the wind knocked out of him. He was this guy you could really be. But anyway, guys and gals, we have other videos coming. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
See ya.